Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. It seems to me, since I've retired now, that I spend every day continuously working, but working, leaving my brain and my mind and my heart and my spirit open to receive direction. Direction that teaches me certain things that I've been so ignorant of in my past. And having not too much to do out there, but having it quite accessible to be able to share that information with you in hopes that it might do some good. I am so blessed to have you here today to give me this your time. I was thinking, ladies and gentlemen, I often tell you that in order for societies at large to be motivated to go over to that side that offers peace and prosperity and happiness for everybody, it's going to require that everybody loses everything. Nobody has anything. Then there is hope. There's no guarantee, even then, that you would choose to have heaven on earth. I mean, that has always been the hope. Each beginning, that has been the hope. But each end has been what we have. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it absolutely amazing for stuff to happen like that and ridiculous as ridiculous can be, especially for people who hold themselves up as being so smart, so intelligent, so the best of this. You know the story. But here, there was an example that really got my attention this morning. We're talking about Miss Harris, who's running for President of the United States 2020. Miss Cortez, the young representative uh, in the House, and I believe Mr. Sanders, and perhaps some others. They're talking about health care, right? And the Republicans, their plan has been to tear down the healthcare system that came into play and was helping so many more millions of individuals. The Republicans couldn't stand it. This is what they have been taught by the powers that be. This is their attitude. This is how they feel about life and how it is to benefit and serve all people. And so a Democrat come in, not that this Democrat was any better, but it was permitted for this Democrat to talk about the health care system that the Republicans were so against. And having a new president who, like the Republicans, and couldn't stand the plan, perhaps just because it was done by the black man too. And so they came in committed to tear it down with no plan. And so you got some people now from the Democratic Party talking about a better healthcare system perhaps than it has ever been. And you got Democrats who support this. You know they support it because they've been giving voice when Republicans have been speaking the Republican line. And so these people have been saying, there was a good thing that Obama did. But now, hearing these voices, these new voices talking about a better system, and I'm hearing these same commentators start asking the questions. But do you think they're going too far to the left? Too far to the left. Then what about when they're talking about not just the single payer or getting rid of the insurance companies, the private insurance companies at all? None existent. And it seems as if this is causing a problem in their thinking. Perhaps it is because they're thinking about people losing their jobs and benefits, et cetera, because it's a con game as well. And so you're listening to these people who have been speaking about a positive thing that there's more health care out there. But now we're talking about even more health care, and this seems to be stretching upon the books. And their complaint, their question is, what about those people who have had access to the best health care, the health care that they themselves have designed for themselves? In other words, what about the health insurance for those who are rich, those who got the money, those who got the gods, those who can buy the kind of health care? And they're doing it at the expense of people who don't have health care at all. Can you believe that? And they say they're moving on up. Well, the step up that is talked about now, even in itself, is truly no good. Now, those who could benefit from it, they would say that it's good. But they then themselves become a tool of that other voice that says it's okay. If there's anyone out there left out, and now you are receiving it, you are saying that it is okay for those that are left out to be left out. You're no different than the person at the top. You're no different than those at the top with all of the money. All of you settle for somebody being left out. See, that's where the plan of God comes in. God doesn't play that. No one is left out in God's plan. So when I hear people start talking about they are good people and they are going to heaven, and I'm telling you, if heaven is a place for people who have learned the lesson, you have not learned the lesson. Now, if God is going to give you another chance, let you come back as a human being and give you another chance to grow up, remembering barely that junk that you learned here the first time, or whether you're going to come back as a pig or a dog, or whether you come back here as a snake. Some of you might have to come back here as a snake, if that's part of the process, just to get up a little bit. I mean, because some people, ladies and gentlemen, are just that low. Just that low. And if they had to be in any kind of form other than a human form, that's exactly what they would be. They would be crawling around in the dirt, in the grass. Kill you on the spot of the notice. Don't care, just kill you. Now, where did all that come from? It came from evil, perpetuated by people like you and I. People who won't grow up, people who don't grow up. People who grow up get up and tell you what I'm telling you, knowing that others don't like it. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one system of health care that works. And that is everybody who is in need of health care got it available to them. Why? Because it is a necessity for survival. And where did it come from? The knowledge came from the Creator, giving it to those that He has chosen, that He has created, to get that knowledge and to use that knowledge and to serve the human race that He has created. That's God. Nobody. And some fool has told you, don't believe that. Do it for money. And with money you can get this, you can get that. Yes, you can, ladies and gentlemen. You can get all of that. You can get all the way to the top with all of the money, where you got all the health care you think you might need right at your beck and call. They can be working on somebody else and you need them, and the call come through, they stop and come straight to do exactly what you want done. Yes, you can get all the way up there and leaving the ones still who got to go to the emergency room hoping they can get it, who can't even get dental care because they can't afford it. And you sitting up there thinking you're on your way to heaven. My friends, I'm going to tell you something, you got a lot to learn. You're not on your way to heaven. You hope a repeat. A repeat. And who knows, it might be into one of those countries what the President of the United States called a shithole country. It might be a return to in one of those countries where you're going through worse than what the people today are going through. It might take that to teach you. But the whole point of school, ladies and gentlemen, is to teach you. I know you are afraid of dying, but I heard one little boy say one time that it's something like a drug come on your mind and you don't know anything about death. All I know, ladies and gentlemen, what it's like to pass out. When you pass out, you might see it coming, but when it's there, and you don't know anything else until you start coming back. So as far as I'm concerned, death is coming. Death is coming. And when I think about all the people on the earth, when I think about they all come from God, the God who saw fit to give them a chance to become a part of that team, put us out here, gave us the instructions. It's in our conscience, you know, to develop into that special creation. That's that part that the people play. That's the part that you and I play. When we focus and get it and ready and are. Well, here in the midst of all of that, this is what is required. Now, why am I saying that to you? I'm saying that to you because maybe you can forego your destiny. Maybe you can change things around. For those of you who are as wealthy can be, I want you to know you are not God. You know that. And you might be enjoying a measure of life that others are not. I'm not sure, but you might be. But whatever you're going through, it can be better than that. For those who are millionaires, billionaires, whether you sold your soul out or not, and you know what it means when people say, sold your soul out. You know, even if you have, I have no doubt that you can be forgiven if you want to be forgiven. Forgiveness will begin with you forgiving yourself. Changing your mind. Changing your mind. This is something that you do. It's no spiritual nothing. This is something that you do. Change your mind. And choose for yourself the way you want to be. Do you want to be selfish or do you want to be altruistic? Do you want all of the glory or do you want the glory over everyone? And I always think if glory is over everyone, there's no one to be upset at you. So for me to be able to look at all the human people on the earth and say, this is what I want. This is what will give me my greatest joy. And to affirm that, I allow myself to avoid jumping into the rat race, saying there's the only way is the evil way. Oh, I've been there. I've been there, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you something, that's not all of that. So I stand back, and since everybody can't have health care, there's a lot of health care I can't get. Since everybody can't have dental care, there's a lot of dental care I'm missing. One is so bad. Since there are other things in life that others want so bad and can't have, then so many of them and so when I come to you, those of you who got it and doing everything you possibly can to hold on to it, I just want you to know there's another way. I know right now you think that this is the only way. Everybody wants to get the dollars. People telling you how to flip houses, how to become con artists above con artists just to get yours. And they put them on TV and they sucker you in to become a part of the evil process. I just want you to know there's a easier and better way. It's a way that will guarantee and assure you that everything that's essential for your survival will be like magic. It allows you to do the things, the extra things that you dreamed that you would do one day. Like magic. It would allow you, my friends, to engage yourselves in a daily process that gives you something to wake up every morning excited about, or every night whenever you're doing what you do. It'll just blow your mind like magic. And all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is recognize that whatever you put your faith in up to this point is insufficient. And look around you and you see the evidence of it. Even if you are the richest as you can possibly be. When you look down, you still see a ghetto, and it's all attached to you. And you can't blow it off with a bomb, because whatever created that will only be available now for that that's left on, and take it out just like it did that. And eventually up to you. So what I'm saying to you, that peace, that prosperity, that joy that you all crave, there is a way. And it has nothing to do with money. It's you recognizing that it's not the white man in America. It is not men per se. It is not women. It is not white men or black men. It is not Americans or some others. It's all about love. Love is founded on respect. Respect means, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, that you exist because of another. And because you exist, you got to have a greater respect for it than you got for yourself. Because it can take you out anytime you get ready. So you got to have respect for it. And then when you look around at everybody else, you know they're just like you. They got to have respect for it. And if you got respect for it, there's no better way of showing the respect for it than the respect we show for one another, which are creations of it, God. And we do unto others as we'd have others do unto us. And like magic, there won't be any lying, con artists, Ponzi schemes, cheating, and stealing, and terrorizing, and black markets, and gangsters, and white-collar crimes, and ghettos, and no health care, poor education systems, few jobs, crime and violence again, poverty. All of that stuff will never happen because it's not required. Why? Because everybody is happy. Why? Because they found it, accepted it, and became it. The seed they planted is. That's what I'm trying to tell you, ladies and gentlemen. There's another way. There's another way. And I'm saying to you, try that way. Try that way. Try that way, because what you have seen with Donald Trump, a man like that, there was a time he would have never been in office more than a week. They'd have threw him out. They'd have found some way to get him out of there. But now they're talking about, even in spite of all the things that they know he's done, not the stuff that they are guessing and waiting to see did he do. They know the stuff they know he's done. And they're sitting there talking about a second term, talking about a threat of a second term, talking about some of you maybe shouldn't get in because it'll help him to get a second term. So now it's not about the philosophy, it's not about the plan, it's about a game of getting in. Ladies and gentlemen, you, those of you out the world in America, you see how they're disregarding you? All of a sudden now it's about beating him. What about guaranteeing to you that your dreams come true? What about guaranteeing to you that you get life and freedom? What about all of that? No, you put that on the side, talking about beating him. To heck with him. The best man who can stand up and proclaim the will of the Almighty God. Stand your tail up and proclaim God. And those of you who believe in it, give it to the poet. And if the others don't believe in it, if they get caught up between Trump and that old kind of crap that's been going down all the time, then let them stick with it. Let them choose it. Let them choose it. But if you stand with God, then stand with God. If you stand with love, stand with love. If you stand with peace and prosperity for everybody on earth, then stand up with that. And let the others stand up for what they stand up for. If they don't know any better, let them stand up and prove it. Don't you be over there with them talking about you know better. Can't nobody see the difference between you and them if you're over there with them. So now put the game aside. Talking about keep Trump from winning. What you got to give? What you got to give? What you were given is the same thing that you got Trump in. And if you're saying things, saying what you want to do, what's your plan? Don't be sitting up there jumping on Trump. Tell the world what your plan is. Let us see what you're talking about doing. Let us see how we can play a part in it. Let us see how it can't be done without us. Show us that. I don't want to hear what you're going to do. The people. Don't listen to what they say they're going to do. Have them to show you at least on paper. And attach you to it so you can verify. Whoa, I thought I was through with this. I guess I should stop now. I think I made my point. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me this your time. This is your special time, and you shared it with me. And I gave you what I got. Some of it I was getting as I was giving. So we all in that together. Until next time, bye-bye.